Be up, guys. Be up, guys. Back again for yet another stream. And again, once again, it's the bees. Obviously, transfers talking about. Yeah. Also done the Buzz show yesterday. Hopefully, people. Well, I see a fair amount of people watched it, but not as much as there has been, like over sort of 100 odd or 200 odd. But hopefully, that still keep going up. And that's good. That's good. I mean, I know it's not quite as popular as this one because obviously, there's a lot to chat about, especially with Bryan Mbeumo now going to Man United, where it's confirmed. Obviously, it's had the medical. He signed the deal. Obviously, so I've got something flying around here. So if you see me waving my arm about, hands about, or anything. I'm trying to deal with this little poxy shitty fly that keeps coming around. They're only little, but they're irritating, aren't they? They just come straight in front of you, little midget things, I think we all have to deal with them at times. They're just little shits, fly around your face and everything. So, anyway, so obviously Mbeumo has gone to United. He signed 65 million plus add-on, so it's all pretty much coming to about 71 million. And so now we're obviously on the hunt for a replacement, and Hutchinson seems to be the one. We seem to be going after him, Amari Hutchinson. Well, Ipswich, I can't see any others at the moment that we're looking at. So maybe it is just him. It could be a lot of money, but maybe we'll have enough for it, I suppose you could say. With this money from the Mbeumo deal, I'm sure we'll have the money, as well as from other deals. Of course, Norgard, his fee from there. I mean, apparently it went up to 15 million. Well, I thought it was only about 11 or something. But in total, it's gone up to 15 mil. So we got a fair bit back for him in the end, I suppose. Probably should have been a lot more, but there we go. And of course, the money from Flecken as well. And it looks like possibly this is going to go. So we're going to have plenty of money, I guess, to play with. So it might just looks like it could be Hutchinson. I'd love what I would love, and what might happen is another thing. But if we probably got him and Maeda from Celtic, but he's going to cost a lot. And whether he want to come here, the draw of the Premier is there, playing in the Premier. And, but he's, while he's at Celtic, he's got, he's going to play in Europe. He's got a chance, real chance, always has a chance of silverware. Always pretty much guaranteed silverware there for winning the Scottish Premier, if nothing else, And he'd be in Europe, so why would he want to come here? But, also you can say money talks, and if we put enough in and pay enough for him, maybe he will. I think he'd be ideal. Maeda, I've said about him a few times on here, of course, from Celtic. He would be the perfect exact replacement, but to get both these guys with Hutchinson and him, that would be a real statement for us. That'd be amazing. But will it happen? Not so sure. I can't guarantee that and promise it because I'm not really sure it will happen. But anyway, here's Kev. Be up to you, sir. Thanks for coming in, bro. Brilliant, as usual. Good afternoon, Mr. B. The big thing for Brentford is to spend the money from the transfers wisely. I think you'll be okay. Yeah, pretty much, agree with that. I do agree. And I hope we do. Hope we do spend it wisely. And if it is Hutchinson we're going to get, so be it. And as I say, Maeda, I mean, that'd be a perfect double for me now. If nothing else, we don't go for anyone else or get anyone else. Those two would be amazing. And that would, be a better pill to swallow after, the Henderson deal. Well, I just don't know why we went for him and why we brought him in here. I still don't get it, Jordan Henderson. Even though he was on a free. That sort of softens the blow a bit more, and there's a bit of a cushion there to soften it if we get both of them. But I mean, Hutchinson be good. I still think it's a lot of money to pay for him. Shame we missed that £35 million clause, get out clause or buyout clause, wherever it was. If that expired, so if we had actually paid that would have been done. We were a bit slow with that, to be honest. I don't like how we done that. It just seemed to our dealings with that. We just seemed to be a little bit slow with that, and we could have had him by now, really. But now they're going to bloody hold us to ransom and try and get a lot of money from us. Draw a lot of money from us for him now. And but I guess if we're going to do it, I can only see him, the only one at the moment that we're going for, exactly. So maybe we want to pay that money. So I know it's going to make Ipswich a bit richer, whatever we pay now. But anyway, before I go on to the big news with Mbeumo, of course, and talk about him, Hutchinson as well, I've got just a little bit of news from our club that we have actually sold a player. So we sold a player, and I'll just bring that up now and chat about it. It's not really one well known as such, but he plays in the B team, of course. A very good young talent, apparently. I mean, I've seen a bit of him playing for the B team, and that's Emeka Peters. He's made the switch to Feyenoord. Brentford B winger Emeka Peters joins Eredivisie side Feyenoord on a permanent deal following 2 years with the Bees. Technical Director Lee Dykes, of course, the aim is always to see players break through here and go on to play Premier League football. But we also live by our academy purpose, which is to be admired as the most caring and progressive football academy in the world. Maximising player development and opportunity, we wish Emeka and his family all the best for what comes next. Brentford B winger Emeka Peters has completed a permanent transfer to Eredivisie side Feyenoord. The 18-year-old forward joined the Bees from Fulham in the summer of 2023 on a 2-year scholarship, but has now departed for the Netherlands. Peters was part of the under-18 side that won the Merit League 2 title during the 23-24 campaign, gaining valuable experience in a competitive environment. He followed that up with an impressive 24-25 season under Lydia Bedford and John Paul Pittman in the under-18s Professional Development League, finishing as the team's most productive player. Operating from wide areas, Peters scored 14 goals and provided 6 assists. His standout performances earned him opportunities to step up to Brentford B, where he featured in a number of key fixtures towards the business end of the season. He scored twice in the London Senior Cup semi-final and came off the bench in the Premier League Cup semi-final win against Southampton. Peters also found the net and assisted in a 6-1 victory over Tottenham Hotspur under 21s at GTEC Community Stadium in the 2025 Robert Rowan Invitational. He now takes the next step in his career by moving to the Rotterdam club. On Peters' move, Technical Director Lee Dykes said, "We're really pleased for Emeka. Feyenoord is a fantastic club with a proud history, and this is a great step for him. He'd expressed a desire to experience football in a new country, and after conversations with him and his family, We felt this move made a lot of sense for where he is in his development. It's also a great reflection of the work that's going on in our academy under Stephen Torpey and his team. Not every player will go on to play for Brentford's first team, and that's something we're honest about. What's important is that we support each individual's journey and find the right path for them. For Emeka, that path has led to Feyenoord, and it shows the variety of opportunities available for our young players. Of course, the aim is always to see players break through here and go on to play Premier League football. But we also live by our academy purpose, which is to be admired as the most caring and progressive football academy in the world. Maximising player development and opportunity, we wish Emeka and his family all the best for what comes next. And I echo all that. I really do. I hope he does well, the young man. I know he has a lot of potential. And he's done pretty well for the B team. So, yeah, let's hope he does well. Congrats to him. And he does well. Maybe he might even come back. You never know. He could come back even better and might get into our team, our first team. So, it'll be a great experience for him, and I'm pleased for the lad. You know, let's hope he does well. But anyway, we'll move on to the big news, and of course that's Bryan and Mbeumo has actually gone. It's gone through, that deal has happened, and he's left. Confirmed signing for Man United. Of course, it's sad, but we all know it was happening. It was all always going to happen. And it was just a matter of time. And of course, he had his medical. And it's signed, sealed, and done. So, yeah, Kev again, looking like Granit Xhaka might be coming to Sunderland. Would be a class signing. I suppose it would. Yeah, he's still decent, I guess. Didn't always cover himself in glory at Arsenal, let's be honest. But, you know, I think he probably done. He was at his best, you know, performance-wise and you know, whatever he done was at his best, probably nearer the end of his career at Arsenal. You know, playing career there, and I think he was at his best then. We know he had a lot of shit to deal with at one stage there as well. Won't go back into that, but you know, he has got ability. We do know, and he's got a long range shot on him, a hell of a shot as well. So well done there, mate. Congrats on that. Looks like you're gonna get him. So that's good, man. I'm pleased for you. Pleased for you lot. Even though you beat us to that Siddiqui guy, we was after him, that player, and of course you lot beat us to him, which was a shit. I didn't like it, obviously, but there we go. It happens, and you know, you need to get what you need to get, and that's a great player to get with experience. And to be honest, I would have rather had him than bloody Jordan Henderson. So you're pretty fucking lucky, mate, that you got him. We got Henderson instead. So no, you're better off, man. You're better off with Xhaka. So anyway, let's get back to this. Mbeumo joins Man United in club record sale. Bryan Mbeumo has completed a move to fellow Premier League side Manchester United in a deal that marks the biggest sale in Brentford's history. Mbeumo leaves as the Bees' 13th all-time league goal scorer after scoring 70 goals in 242 games. Brentford Director of Football Phil Giles: there's always a right time for a player to move on, and for Bryan, that time is now. He has the opportunity to go to one of the biggest clubs in the world, and we are very happy for him. Yeah, you could say the biggest club, but pretty disappointing. They are not great. I mean, big in name now, I'd say. Bigger in name than whatever. But, yeah, maybe that might help them get good again, get big again, and get them back to their former glory, you know. Man United. Let's hope. I mean, all the best of luck to the guy, you know. He was superb for us, awesome for us. And that's what he wanted. He wanted Man United. I wouldn't have been for me, but there we go. But there, he wanted them. You know, they were his boyhood club, childhood club. So there we go. Bryan Mbeumo's joined Manchester United on a permanent transfer in what is a club record sale for the Bees. The forward leaves Brentford with 70 goals and 51 assists in 242 games. Only 7 players in the club's history have played more games and scored more goals than Mbeumo. On behalf of everyone at Brentford, I'd like to wish Bryan all the best for the future and thank him for his fantastic efforts over 6 seasons. Yep, 6 seasons, brilliant, said Director of Football Phil Giles. Bryan came to us as a teenager, and it has been an absolute pleasure for all of us here to watch him develop as a player and a person. Our fans have loved him, and he has been a part of some of our greatest days. There is always a right time for a player to move on, and for Bryan, that time is now. He has the opportunity to go to one of the biggest clubs in the world, and we are very happy for him. Bryan will always be welcome back at the GTEC. We look forward to seeing him in September and whenever our paths cross in the future. Mbeumo started his career with Troyes in his native France, making 89 appearances for the club's first team and reserve team combined, latterly in Liga 2. He moved to England in August 2019, 2 days shy of his 20th birthday, to join Brentford on a 5-year contract during the final season at Griffin Park. He enjoyed a storming first season in England, scoring 16 goals and providing 8 assists, as he made up 1/3 of the fabled BMW front three, which comprised of Said Benrahma, Mbeumo, and of course Ollie Watkins, as we all remember. Both Watkins and Benrahma left for pastures new after the Bees lost the Championship playoff final at Wembley in 2020. But Mbeumo remained and played a key role in promotion to the Premier League at the second time of asking, with 8 league goals and 12 assists. In the club's first season in the top flight, Mbeumo played 35 Premier League games in 21-22, registering 11 goal contributions. During the 22-23 campaign, he featured in every one of Brentford's league games, contributing greatly to a 9th place finish. The forward was then named in the Cameroon squad for the 2022 World Cup, where he started all 3 of their Group G matches. Every Mbeumo Premier League goal last season, obviously I can't show this, it's copyright on X, of course, so if you want to see these goals, check them out on there. Well, you can see him on a lot of places, YouTube, of course, and whatever. Scored a lot of great goals for us, of course. Mbeumo made a typically impressive start to the 23-24 term, with 7 goals and 3 assists by the start of December, before an ankle injury that required surgery kept him out of action until the middle of March. He returned to the starting lineup in April 2024, scoring 2 goals and assisting 3 more goals across the final 7 games. During the 24-25 season, Mbeumo hit new heights, scoring 20 Premier League goals, becoming just the second player to do so after Ivan Toney, and registering 8 assists. He also won the club's Goal of the Season award for his volley against Tottenham Hotspurs. It was a great goal, amazing, which came after just 30 seconds, but then again we still lost the game. Was it 3-1? Yeah. So we still lost, but hey, it was an amazing goal, a great goal, and you can't blame him for us losing. It was in other areas we lost, possibly the goalie as well, because of course we still had Flecken. And maybe our defence was not the tightest either. So there we go. This was always going to happen, and it was just a matter of time. It's terrible. I hate him going. He's been magnificent for us. It was awesome. 20 goals last season, amazing. I wish we could have kept hold of him, but then again, I think we got enough for him. He wanted to go. You can't really keep a player. He doesn't want to be there. He wanted United, and that was it. So it was just a matter of getting the right money, the right amount, and I feel we did. We probably could have got even more, but I'm happy with this. We didn't just let him go for hardly anything, and that would have been a real crime. For a guy with his talent, ability, and scoring all those goals, he was fantastic, and it's really sad that he's gone. But we have to move on. We've done this before. We've had this before with the likes of Watkins and others. I suppose you can say Ben Rama to an extent, and a few others that have gone are big players. We always have to move on, find someone else, and and come back again. And I suppose we always do that. And hopefully we will again. I'm sure we can again. I really do. I really hope so. Because looks like we're going to lose Visser as well. So, but I want to talk a bit more about all this because obviously, some other people weren't exactly happy, and it was actually Man United themselves that weren't happy with this. Not that I really care in a way. Because at the end of the day, I thought it was more down to us. What we were owed, what we wanted, the money for us. It wasn't United. Because, they're involved. They were buying the player. But at the end of the day, we had to get what we wanted for him. And, and we held on. We no matter what, we were strong. And held firm and got the money. Because we haven't always done that. We've been too soft at times. We've been bullied. That thing with Raya, I still hate that, what happened there with Arsenal. If he'd gone to Spurs, we would have got the actual money straight away for him. But in the end, they were sort of having him on loan and paying it off bit by bit and things like that. It's just... It didn't seem right to me. But that's Arsenal for you. And of course, he only wanted to go there. He just wanted to go to Arsenal. He didn't want to go to Spurs. Whereas if he was in now, he probably would go there because you got Thomas Frank there now, as we all know. So he probably would go there now. But yeah. And then, of course, Norgard, I suppose, really, we could have had a lot more than 15 mil for him. But there we go. Pardon me, it's still more than we paid for him. I think it's about 2.2 million, something. So he was fairly cheap when we bought him. So to get maybe 15 mil back for him, he's still very good. It's a profit. And we made a profit on this guy. I think it was only about 5 million or something. Bryan. So, we have made big profits for these players, We made money back, more back than we paid. So, you could say it's a good thing for us. We always make money. We make it back. And anyway, I'm going to go into this story, obviously in the Mirror. Why Brentford attempted to sabotage £71 million Man United transfer for Bryan Mbeumo. Bryan Mbeumo's £71 million move from Brentford to Manchester United has finally been completed. But there is a lingering resentment towards the selling club from United. Bryan Mbeumo has finally completed his transfer from Brentford to Manchester United, but the deal has left lingering resentment between the two clubs. Mbeumo has signed a 5-year contract at United worth £200,000 a week. Yeah. Well, he wasn't getting that here, let's be honest, but he was well paid here, but he wasn't getting that. I suppose you can say that's another reason to go there. He's got that a big payoff, a big pay rise and wages, So yeah, well done to him. He's got more money as well. Yeah, 200,000 a week. After the two clubs agreed a deal worth 71 million. made up of an initial £65 million and £6 million in performance-related add-ons. Yeah, he is the second major summer signing after Matthias Cunha, and will join United on their pre-season tour of the United States on Tuesday. I take it that's today. Yeah, well, it is Tuesday today, so I suppose that is today anyway. He's met up with them. Has joined up with them. United are delighted to have got the deal done, but there is some irritation by how long it took. Well, it wasn't just for them; it was for us as well, because also we thought we may have to keep hold of him, and we've been keeping hold of a player that wasn't really wanting to play here. He wanted to play for United, and then we would have had that headache, that pain of him being here. And is he going to put it all in his performances? Yeah, he's a pro, and he said he wouldn't have minded staying. But would he have definitely put it all in like he did, especially last season? I'm not so sure. So really, we wanted it to happen, even though, of course, didn't want him to go. But the longer it was going on, it was dragging on. It was tougher for us because at the end of the day, we have to find a replacement for him. And people say, well, it's Brentford. They always do it. They always seem to find someone. They find these gems. They find these new players. They get them and this and that. But yeah, it's still tough because you have to find those proper players you want. They're not just there and for you to sign. We're not a major, big, massive club still, though we're in the Premier. We haven't exactly got the draw that these other bigger clubs have got, the likes of Arsenal, of course, and United, City, even Spurs, Chelsea, whatever else. We haven't got quite that draw as they have with the money and playing in Europe and things like that. Always winning silverware and stuff. Because we have won the championship playoff. We've got the trophy there. But that's about all. And could you really class that as a major trophy? Well, I don't know. Got us up to the Premier, so I'm very happy with it. But it's not an FA Cup. It's not a League Cup. It's not a Champions League. It's not a Europa League. It's not a Premier. So until we win something like that, well, we're never can't see us ever winning the Premier or a European one. But the League Cup, FA Cup is still a possibility. And I still think we have got a good chance. But for some reason, last season, especially with that game against Plymouth, as we know, sorry, that little fly fucking hanging around me, little bastard again. Anyway, what happened with Plymouth last season has still left a bit of taste in the mouth. Hold on a minute, guys. I just got the phone's ringing. I'll be back soon. Apologies there, guys. I had to sort that out as well. A home phone going there. Yes, some people do still have landlines, and I have got one. But anyway, apologies for that. I'm back now, and also apologies for delay of coming on here again, getting on here for the stream. But I also did have the Wi-Fi issues once again, so I couldn't really get on here at 12, which I was trying to do. But of course, I had these fucking Wi-Fi issues yet again, which are a pain. But anyway, getting back to this, let's get back on with this, guys. And not going to be on here quite so long today. I've done a 3-hour stream yesterday, over 3 hours, so which I didn't really want to do over 3 hours. The buzz, but it was a great stream anyway. But it went on way too long. But anyway, let's get back to this, and it's not going to be as long today anyway. So anyway, right. United are delighted to have got the deal done, but there is some irritation by how long it took, with first contact coming months earlier in the summer transfer window. There was interest from Tottenham, Newcastle, Chelsea and Arsenal, and Brentford held their ground in negotiations, which we deserve to. We should do. We were actually right. We was in our rights to do that. I'm sorry, we were. And, you know, we wanted the big money for him. And we stood firm. We held our ground. I'm really glad we did. Because we haven't done it before. We haven't acted, like the big club. Well, Premier club we are. I can say we are a big club because we are in the Premier. But other people will still look down on us, say we're still a small club. We're still, we're not a massive club. Well, in a way, we're not. But we should be competing with the bigger teams now. Why not? Why can't we? Anyway, the Bees felt United agreed a high wage with Mbeumo to take rival clubs out of the running for him. Then began negotiations over the fee at a low starting point, £45 million plus £10 million in add-on. So already they were disrespecting us, and I don't think it was good the way they were dealing with it. Negotiations were, well, I don't think at their greatest there with them. That was taking the piss for a guy that scored 20 goals last season. Just 45 million. Plus 10 million in add-on. So, yeah, it's still a decent amount. But it's not massive. What we wanted was loads more than that. Former Brentford boss Thomas Frank, now at Tottenham, knew the price his old club wanted for Mbeumo. So Spurs were prepared to pay more than United. So there we go again. We're prepared to pay more. But a player insisted he would only go to Old Trafford. You see, we would have got more again if he went to Spurs. But nobody wants to go to Spurs, apart from our manager. And, they got Kudus now and all that. So they have brought in, and, so they've got, he's got loads more money there, we know. And the draw of Europe now and all that. But, yeah, we all know what happened with Spurs last season. They lost, was it 20-odd games? And down near the bottom, just not far from the relegation zone last season. Was it 16th or whatever, something like that? It was really low, 17th even. So, at the end of the day, you can understand that. But then again, now with Thomas Frank there and, in Europe and, that I think they would have had a better chance of doing something than United, to be honest. But they were his boyhood club. And obviously he wanted to play there. He's always wanted to play there. So it was down to him at the end of the day, wasn't it? He can't be forced. He's not held at gunpoint to say, oh, look, you go somewhere else. You go, because he wouldn't have wanted to go to and play for Tottenham. So that's it. You know, I would have preferred that. We would have got loads more money for him. Would have been fine. But then again, we did get enough, I feel, for him anyway. We stood firm. And yes, you, Darren, your team, be up to you, by the way, my friend, for coming in. Be up to you. But your team, we're holding out and not paying up. And I'm sorry if you're going to get all this, Darren, but you come in and, there's some resentment from you about your team for us about all this. And we were only doing what we had to do. We wanted more money. And the more I'm reading about all this, it's wrangling me. Because, yeah, Spurs would have paid that all. I mean, at the end of the day, you go and pay, you want to play for your boyhood club. I get all that. But at the end of the day, wouldn't you rather go somewhere where you know you're going to get more success and possibly a trophy? You're already in Europe. For me, that would be the drawing point and go there. Yeah, we can say United are a big club. Yeah, they are in name now. But they were poor last season. They were really bad. And for me, they're bigger in name. I mean, even we finished miles above them, for fuck's sake, you know. And yeah, Spurs were lower than them as well. You know, Spurs were lower. Yeah, you could say, well, there we go then. He's gone to the right team because Spurs were lower. But at the end of the day, they still won the Europa League. Beat Man United in that final. And they're in Europe and this and that. So, yeah, I don't know, but it's wrangled me a bit with all this, to be honest. I think we paid a good price, yeah. Well, we could have got even more out of you. How about that? That would have really... Would you have actually paid it as well? Spurs were willing to do it. So, why not United? You want the guy. You know he's going to do something. He's going to get you a hell of a lot more than you got last season and more goals and more assists. You know, pay up. Fucking pay the right money. You know, if somebody like, what was it, Declan Rice was over 100 mil, this guy should really be over 100 mil, let's be honest. Yeah, I mean, Europe for one season. Well, possibly. You don't know. I mean, it's... I think Spurs have got more chance of winning now, doing well with Frank in charge, you know. He had big hands, and yeah, he did win on that trophy. He done what he said. He won it his second season, mate. He always wins something his second season, mate. You know that. You know that with big hands. He'd do that, but the other thing is, yeah, I think they're even better now with Frank in charge. Yeah, you can say, well, he's only really had the Bees as a major sort of club. I mean, he did manage a bit in Denmark. He'd had a little bit of a management role in Denmark, a Danish team. So, you know, he has had that slight experience. But, yeah, this has been his real big experience being at Brentford. And now he's got a major team, a big team. Well, you can say they're a big team in name, maybe. Because they want, you know, they call them a big six team, like United, obviously, a big six team. But they hadn't been up there, had they? They were down near the bottom. We were above them. So it's all, you know, maybe they will come back to their former glory now. Now you got Mbeumo, you probably should. You're fucking lucky you got him. And you're going to get a lot better next season with him there. It'll definitely improve you a vast amount and upgrade you and whatever. So there we go. But I will move on because, you know, I do hate all this, but, you know, I'm not going to carry on. It's happened. I wish him all the luck in the world. I really do. I think he he will be a major success at United. I really do. And I thank him for all his service for us. He was amazing. And we just move on now. We move on from it. But, you know, brilliant for Bryan. And when we meet him again, obviously in September, meet up with him there, we definitely wouldn't be booing him or anything, of course. We were cheering because he was an amazing player for us. So, do you think Visser will leave? I do. I think he probably will, Darren. I can see it. Plenty of teams looking at him. Obviously, Spurs, Forest, Newcastle, so forth. So, I would think he's going to go. I see. Really, would prefer Tottenham because, of course, he'll be playing under Thomas once again. And as we can see, they seem to want to pay the most money. So, for me, that's a no-brainer. I think this guy would actually go there as well. He hasn't got a preference as such. I think he'd probably love to go there. But then it looks like Newcastle are really trying to get him. We know we definitely want at least 50 mil or more for him. So I think United are capable, Newcastle are capable of doing that, paying that, at least or more, 50 or more. You know, probably Spurs will. They might even pay a bit more. So, you know, as long as we're going to get enough money for him, yeah. If he doesn't really want to be here, why should we keep him? Another player doesn't really want to be here. So, for me, yeah, I hope we do, because then we get loads more money. We can go after these other ones we really want, these other players like Maeda from Celtic. You know, let's put the money down and get him, another excellent player, Maeda from Celtic. You know, what a player. Yeah, UK Darren fan again. Any team with our owners would be poor. Laughs out loud. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, mate. But, yeah, anyway, let's, talking of Visser there, I'm glad you brought that up, Darren, because I'm going to go into that now, obviously, and just bring this article up. And, right. So, yeah, as you were mentioning, Visser there, Darren, I'm going to go on and talk about it, my friend. And Newcastle moved closer to signing Brentford's Johan Visser report. This is obviously from NUFC blog, Talk of the Toon. It's fair to say this transfer window has fallen well below the high expectations that the fans, the media, and perhaps even Newcastle United themselves had set at the end of the last season. With our PSR situation improved, money to spend, and Champions League football to offer, as we came off the back of our most successful season in decades, hopes were high that we could finally flex some financial muscles again. Instead, it's been a summer of rejections, especially in the striker department, with moves for Liam Delap, João Pedro, and Hugo Ekitike all ending in tears. But there's still hope as we move on to other options, with the latest a Premier League proven striker who could be an ideal Callum Wilson replacement. Soon progressing in Visser pursuit. According to French outlet L'Equipe, Newcastle are advancing in our attempts to sign Brentford forward Johan Visser. Last week, David Ornstein revealed that we are exploring a deal for the 28-year-old striker after missing out on Ekitike, with Spurs and Nottingham Forest also keen. Elsewhere, BBC Sport reported over the weekend that personal terms would not be a problem, as the Congolese star hopes to leave the GTEC Community Stadium for European football. Sky's Sasha Tavolieri also reports that talks are ongoing between Newcastle and Brentford, suggesting we are working on a deal that L'Equipe believe is edging closer. Despite not being a first-choice target for us, Few can deny the immense run Vissa has been on over the 24-25 season, scoring 20 goals in all competition. Only Mo Salah scored more non-penalty goals than him last season, not to mention the fact he scored 12 the previous year and can also play wide. Why Brentford could be tricky sellers? After a strong campaign last season, culminating in the top half finish, Brentford have been well and truly picked apart over the summer. Thomas Frank is no longer the manager. Goalkeeper Mark Flecken has moved to Bayer Leverkusen. Captain Christian Norgard is a surprise new name at Arsenal. And top scorer Bryan Mbeumo has only recently been announced as Man United's new star forward in a deal worth 71 million. So Keith Andrews and the Bees will be wanting to avoid another high-profile exit and hardly need the money. But contract talks between the club and player are stalling. And this is where we can strike, especially if player power soon comes into the equation. We may be able to barter down from Brentford's high valuation of Vissa. Well, then, no, we don't want to sell him there to them. If they're going to do that, no. And the longer this transfer window goes on, perhaps the more likely it becomes that we simply bite the bullet and pay a big fee. Yes, please. For a Premier League proven forward who can support Alexander Isak next season. A big fee, exactly. That's what it's got to be, a big fee. We're not letting him go for less. Why? Fuck off. Who do you think we are? Do you think we're Dumbos or something? We're fucking little weaklings who are just going to give in. Fuck off, Newcastle. If you're not going to pay the full amount, then you can fuck off. We're not going to be bullied again. No way. Let's get a big fucking lot of money for this guy. He doesn't want to be here. Let's get the fucking money and move on and get our replacements in, get these players in, get them used to playing here and ready for the Premier. And that's it, as far as I'm concerned. And, so we're going to move on. And it looks like he's going to go Vissa. If Newcastle ain't prepared to pay that full amount, I hope Spurs do. I can't see Forest doing it. They keep wanting to offer low money, and we shouldn't be taking that. Is it 25 million or a bit more? I don't know. But it's not enough. So if either Spurs or Newcastle pay the full amount, he's gone. He's there. So as long as we're getting all the money, and we have to have it, we deserve it for a player like him. So anyway, right, I'm going to move on. Enough ranting about that. And I'm going to move on to a guy that's a possible replacement for Mbeumo. But, well, we keep looking at him and he seems to be the only one at the moment. So it's fair to say he probably will be the replacement. Unless there's a way we can no longer, there's a chance we can no longer get after him if they really ramp it up even more, the price, and we don't want to pay it. Then we won't be going for this man. It's Amari Hutchinson. But yeah, I think he's a very good player. I've got to admit, I like him. I think he's really good. He was amazing for the under-21s. You know, he played really well there, helping them retain that trophy, the European Championship. This year, of course, this season, they won it again. This year anyway. So, yeah, I think he's talented. He's very good. He didn't do enough for Ipswich, I don't think, when he was in the Premier. But not many others were that great around him, apart from, of course, Delap and the odd other great player they had, Ipswich, one or two others. But really, he was in a struggling team. He probably would do better here. I feel he would. I think we can get more from him somehow. And I think he would be worth it. But if it's gonna go up to too much, say like we get to a stage where it's 50 mil or something or more, No, I think we should pull out. We should pull out. Well, we're at least at 40 mil. If it goes to 45, yeah, maybe. But any more, I think we should pull out of this. But anyway, I'll read this. Brentford expected to make latest move for England under 21 start after Man United Mbeumo deal confirmed. Brentford are expected to resume their interest in Ipswich Town's Amari Hutchinson after Bryan Mbeumo's move to Man United was confirmed. With an extra £65 million in the bank, Brentford are free to go back in for the England under 21 star, having seen a bid rejected by the Suffolk club last week. Hutchinson, who joined Ipswich from Chelsea on loan in 2023, before a permanent deal last summer, had a £35 million release clause in his contract, but Brentford's bid failed to offer that amount up front. That clause has since expired, meaning Ipswich can demand whatever fee they like. Here we go. Despite missing out the first time, Brentford boss Keith Andrews, who played for Ipswich in 2011, remains keen on signing the 21-year-old. Well, let's hope he definitely is worth it. I really do. We're going to pay a lot for him. According to Football Insider, sources have said Brentford are expected to make another approach in the coming days, but the fee is likely to be more than the original £35 million release clause. Having played in the under-21s Euros this summer, Hutchinson did not travel with Ipswich to Austria for their pre-season training camp, but manager Kieran McKenna was asked about the future of the playmaker. The Northern Irishman said interest was natural, but Hutchinson is still an Ipswich Town player. Amari's having a well-earned holiday, said McKenna. There's obviously been interested parties in Amari, which is natural with what he's done. But he's still an Ipswich Town player. My full focus really has been on the group that's here. Hopefully we'll catch up with Amari next week. Having come through the Arsenal and Chelsea youth academies, Hutchinson joined Ipswich on a loan deal in July 2023 and was a key part of the Tractor Boys' return to the Premier League. His performances, which saw him score 10 and assist 6 in 44 league appearances, prompted Ipswich to sign him for a then club record fee of £20 million. But Hutchinson, along with the whole of the Ipswich team, struggled back in the top flight, and he managed just 5 goal contributions in 31 league matches, as Town were relegated straight back down. This summer, he played a starring role in England's retention of the under-21 Euros, scoring a goal in the final as the Young Lions defeated Germany 3-2. Hutchinson, who was born in Surrey, is also part of Jamaican descent and played 2 games for the Jamaican national team. However, they were both friendly games, so he was still eligible to play for England when called up to the under-21 squad in August 2024. If Hutchinson were to leave, it would be the second high-profile departure for Ipswich this summer, having lost Liam Delap to Chelsea earlier in the window. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think, well, it looks like to me, we are definitely going to go for him. We're going all out for this guy. That's what it looks like. But I still think if it really gets too high the price, let's pull out. We can't be paying over the odds. Can't be held to ransom and really, pay loads and loads. Let's say if it gets to 50, I think you've got to pull out. Pull out 50, guys, please. For me, that's what you got to do. Don't go to 50. That's too much. Let's look at someone else. If they get to 50 mil. No. But anyway, yeah, I think he's a great player. And if we do get him for less than 50 mil, I'll be happy. And if he does come, there is this other article I'll just quickly go through as well. Almost saying the same thing anyway. Yeah. Sources: Brentford make new Amari Hutchinson move after release clause triggered. Brentford are expected to make another approach for Amari Hutchinson now Bryan Mbeumo's transfer has been confirmed, sources have told Football Insider. Mbeumo completed his move to Manchester United on Monday after the Bees accepted a £71 million bid. Keith Andrews' side are eyeing Hutchinson as a replacement for the departing winger, but recently had a £35 million offer rejected by Ipswich Town. The bid actually reached the release clause in the 21-year-old's contract, but because it didn't include the full amount up front, Newcastle were able to turn it down, and the clause has now expired. Brentford to make new approach for Hutchinson. Despite failing to trigger his relegation release clause, sources say that Brentford are still keen to bring in Hutchinson and are expected to make another offer. However, Ipswich are now free to demand whatever price they want for their star winger, and it will likely take a fee over the £35 million it would have originally cost to secure a deal. Last season, Hutchinson started 30 Premier League games for the Tractor Boys, as they were relegated back down to the Championship. The England under-21 international showed glimpses of talent, scoring 3 goals and picking up 2 assists. And Brentford now want to give him another chance in top flight. Brentford fight to keep star forward. Well, we know about this Visser, of course. So, already gone through all that. But yeah, there is this, of course. As I've just said, pretty much, it's all the same thing, really. So, it's nothing new there. With Hutchinson, will it happen? We will wait and see. It's obviously going to go on the next few days or more. I believe I think the transfer window shuts August the 1st, I believe. I think it's August the 1st, at least it shut. So we've still got a bit of time. There's still time. We may get him in. If not, as I say, if it goes to at least 50 mil, or no, let's pull out. We can find someone else. There are others. Let's try. Let's go elsewhere. If they're going to hold us over a barrel, no way. And I still think Maeda would be a fantastic signing, but that's going to be a lot of money. It's going to be the real pull to get him here. I think it's going to be a massive amount of money, and for Celtic, they will want a massive amount for that guy. Talented, scored 33 goals last season for Celtic, so he's not going to be cheap. But obviously, I will keep doing these streams, keep you informed, giving you a heads up what's going on. With all our transfer news and stuff here, players leaving, players signing, whatever. So there'll be plenty more news, guys. And as I say, keep following me. Follow me on Insta, Mr. B for Life 182, and subscribe to Mr. B Hyper Football Chat and Mr. B Chats England Cricket. There may be a cricket stream today. It's possible. Anyone that really loves cricket, there may be one today. I'm thinking of doing one. It'll be a little bit later on, of course. But anyway, but then again, if there isn't, there isn't. So, because of course the 4th test is starting tomorrow. The men's 4th test, England and India, starting tomorrow. So I may do a preview. I'm not entirely sure at the moment. But if there is, you'll know. Everyone will know. Anyway, guys, it's been a great stream again. Apologies again for the delay, the lateness once again. But I got here and I got on with it, and I had to. I wanted to talk about it. Of course, Bryan Mbeumo's gone. We're really pissed off. I know I am annoyed, but it's happened. He's gone. We now move on. We get on with it. Hutchinson could be his replacement. He might not be. Maeda could come in. I hope he does, but he might not do, probably. That's probably no. Won't happen. But anyway, guys, we'll wait and see. Plenty to happen. So before the start of the new season. But I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Keep sending me the love, giving me the love and support. that you always give. Smashing the like, subbing if you're new. Subs I got 143. Please get me up to that 150. It'd be amazing, guys. Please, 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 please do that. Get me to that 150 milestone, and I can do a big stream about it because it's been a while, and I can remember doing one for that 100 100 subs. But that was quite a while ago now. It seems sometime last year, of course, but may have actually been the year before. But it was quite a while ago. So let's get this subs up to 150, guys, please. But thanks once again. I'm going to bounce. Cheers, guys. I'm out of here. Cheers, everyone. Thanks. Bye.